Did you guys enjoy that random Tuesday with 0 games? Did you not know there were going to be any games? Because I certainly didn't. You probably didn't. Miss Lippy definitely didn't. Tuesday night, no NFL on. People want to watch sports. They still have work tomorrow. So let's put a grand total of 0 games. You know what would be much better? Let's just stack all the games on a Wednesday when everybody's traveling back home. And then on Wednesday nights when everybody's at the local bar trying to hook up with that girl from high school. Definitely the best time to put on all the games, but we do have a full slate of NHL games, and we're going to start it the same place that we started the other night, which is on the Tampa Bay Lightning. We talked about Tampa. I picked them as an upset on the night. They upset the Boston Bruins at home in a pretty riveting game. They ended up winning it in overtime, and the Lightning on home ice came through. You want to know what I'm looking for them to do again? Coming through on home ice against the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg's a long way from Kansas. Not just a long way from Kansas, but an even longer way from Tampa. And on their home ice is the only place that I'm really going to trust Tampa until you know who comes back. And I think it's a matter of weeks away. I know Vasilevsky's practicing, and maybe that will change how we navigate through the Lightning. I'm just trying to pick the Lightning in specific spots at home, because I really trust that power play, and that's exactly what they used in that couple of power play goals. They got one with the empty net to tie it, then one in overtime, and I trust them once again at home against Winnipeg at a very nice price. Give me the Tampa Bay Lightning on their own home ice against the Winnipeg Jets. Also, I wanted to mention about that Lightning game. There's a guy, he's racking up points, and his last name happens to be just that, Braden Point. And why do you need to know that? Another opportunity to take a Caesars same game parlay where your first bet's going to be risk-free up to $1,000. You can take those Lightning and you can take Braden Point and add that on to the Lightning. You're getting them at like a plus 130. You can have a first-time risk-free bet if you're a new user over at Caesars up to $1,000. If you lose, we don't think about it, but in the off chance something happens, whatever you bet will be credited to you in the form of bonus bets as long as you're a new user over at Caesars. So definitely check that out. You just got to be over 21 and located in a state where sports betting is permitted. And make sure that if you or anybody you know has a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. So Lightning and Braden Point for that one. Then we're gonna bump it up. And don't you know, bump it up. Which game we bumping up? We're going to be bumping up the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights, who really get in these crusty, tight checking, I'll see you in the playoffs again type matchup. We saw it earlier in the year. I think it was either 1-1 or 2-2 and went to overtime. I would not be surprised at all if this game also went to overtime and these games maybe take shape like some of those playoff games. I think, Dallas is very interesting. They have a lot of offensive pieces there, and you think, wow, you can just see a 6-3 like last game. But certain matchups, when they play certain teams, they don't like to really give a lot on the back. They don't like to give to get, and you saw that in that first game versus Vegas. This is a game, we should be getting Jake Ottinger. Always make sure that you're getting when I'm taking unders, especially if you hear me take an under on here, just please confirm that the starting goalies are playing. Sometimes it stinks when you take an under and then you're getting a random backup who's just getting shelled all over the place. Like the Rangers are a great example of that. I know Quick has played well, but if I say, the Rangers are playing the Stars, give me the under on that. You better make sure that Shesterkin and Ottinger are playing. Anyway, I like the under 6.5 in that game. Then we're going to go on to a team. They made us a pretty good amount of money on that road trip. We might have lost one, but I think we cashed on the first, the New York Islanders. Now, I know you might think, are we betting against them again? They're playing the Flyers, who just won 5 in a row. I know the Flyers have won 5 in a row. I know the Islanders have lost 6 or 7. But I know you're looking at that line. Say, well, then why the hell are the Islanders favored by so much? Because they're going to win. I'm going to take the New York Islanders at home. And if you heard me bet against the Islanders, you know this ain't a homer pick. I have made you guys a bunch betting against those New York Islanders. This is the right spot to bet on the New York Islanders. That road trip, loss, overtime loss, overtime loss, overtime win. Next one should be a regular win. How about that? A regulation win, 60 minutes, New York Islanders. I'm going to take them Those are probably my favorite 3 on the day, but now there are so many games. Let's move on to the next little batch there. You guys, I know you love the upsets. I'm going to give you 3 potential upsets, and I'm hoping for 2 out of them because, as Meatloaf once said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, especially for plus money. That was my continuation. Meatloaf had that song, and then I added in, especially if it's plus money. Don't be sad. This 2 out of 3 ain't bad. And then my face comes off the side of the screen, especially if it's plus money. So the 3 that I got for tonight, number 1, imagine this, against the Bruins again. Florida at home, underdogs against the Bruins. They're 1. Number 2, Detroit at home against the Devils. You know how I feel about the Devils. They never had their defense. You never had your car. And the third one is going to be the Buffalo Sabres on the road at Washington. Those games are coming, by the way. Has Washington played a good... When is Washington going to play a good team? It's at some point. Washington, when are they going on the road into a good team's building? Because I might double up chips in that potential game. But 2 out of those 3, between Detroit, Panthers, and Sabres, I'm picking to win. And then lastly, I'm going to go with the Anaheim Ducks at home. I think this is a good spot for them. A very winnable game. I don't trust Montreal has 2 road wins all year. Yes, you could say, all right, well, these are 2 bottom dwellers. But I have a little more faith in Anaheim at home against the Canadiens. That's just more of a, hey, we need something for these late games. I know. I see you looking at that Colorado, Vancouver. Vancouver, they're just too good to kind of say, oh, yeah, well, let's take Colorado minus 170. And Colorado, you better not mess with them. They'll be down 3 and then end up beating Dallas in Dallas and then be up at the end against the Predators and then inexplicably give 2 goals in like 20 seconds in the final minute and a half. A lot of volatility with them, and I still don't mind taking Colorado at all in any game, but I'll wait to choose a different opponent than Vancouver. That's what I got for you here on this Wednesday, when you'll be hooking up with that high school sweetheart of yours. Tell her I say hello. Good luck to you. Better luck to me on those fronts as well. Make sure you're subscribed here to the Odd Shopper channel. I obviously have my Thanksgiving NFL picks as well, so make sure you check those out. An early episode of a Thanksgiving episode of Francis and Friends. Enjoy that, and even on my YouTube page. So follow me on all those platforms, and I will talk to you guys. There are no games before Friday.